everything new. We live new. A brighter path is calling me and you. Week by week, we grow inside with wisdom as our daily guide. A new mind, a journey we will see to become the best of who we're meant to be.
Welcome to the Renewed Mind Podcast, a space where clarity meets purpose and every thought becomes a step toward a better life. I'm your host, and my name is Tokunbo Akomu, and I'm glad you're here. Each episode is designed to help you pause, reflect, and realign your thinking with the values that truly matter through simple, meaningful insights. We explore how a renewed mindset can shape the way you live, respond, and grow. So take a moment to settle in and let's dive into today's conversation. I have some questions for you. How many things have you started and never finished? Yes, this is straight to you. That business idea you were so excited about in January, that book you started writing, that course you enrolled in, that diet that lasted 11 days. Yes, what is happening to those projects now? Be honest with yourselves. How many griefs of unfinished projects, abandoned goals, and broken promises are buried in the backyard of your life? Just think about that and be honest with yourself. And here is the deeper question. What would your life look like today if you had finished everything you started? Just have a flashback. What will your life look like today? If you had stayed with the plan when the excitement faded, if you had kept going when nobody was clapping, if you had pushed through when it got boring, uncomfortable, or hard, where would you be right now? The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they lack commitment. They start with passion but quit at inconvenience. Today, we'll be looking at the word commitment. And the question is, what have you been starting that you need to finally finish? Yes. What is that thing? Now let's look at the definition of commitment and how it can help us in our day-to-day life. At its core, commitment means binding yourself to a course of action and staying bound even when the feeling that started it fades. Did you get that? Staying bound, like keeping at it even when the feeling that started it fades. Commitment is the bridge between starting and finishing. See, you love this. Anybody can start. Starting is fueled by excitement and adrenaline, but finishing is fueled by commitment. The quiet, unglamorous decision to keep going when the novelty wears off. Practically, it looks like going to the gym on the days you don't feel like it, staying in the marriage when the butterflies stop fluttering, building that business even when the results are invisible, keeping your word when breaking it will be easier. Do you get? Those are the days where your commitment comes to play out. And many people, and here's what many people miss. Commitment doesn't just produce results. It produces character. Every time you push through resistance and honor your word, your integrity deepens. Your self-trust grows. Your identity shifts from someone who tries things to someone who follows through. Did you get that? Yes, that's what commitment brings out of your life. Now let me paint a practical illustration of this to you. And with commitment, one of the major things about commitment is that word endurance. So now let me paint a picture that will make this real to you. There's something called the Chinese bamboo tree. You plant the seed, you water it, you fertilize it. Year 1, nothing happens. The ground looks exactly the same. Year 2, you water it again, still nothing visible. Year 3, nothing. Year 4, nothing. Are you with me? Most people will have quit by now, dug up the seed, call it a waste, move on to something better. That is what most people will naturally want to do. But if you stay committed, if you stay bound, if you keep watching what you can't yet see, something miraculous happens in year 5 with the bamboo tree. That bamboo tree grows 90 feet in just 6 weeks. Do you get that? 90 feet in just 6 weeks. Was it really 6 weeks of growth? No. It was 5 years of invisible roots development underground, unseen, unappreciated, that made the explosive growth possible. Yes. See, your commitment works the same way. Exactly. Your commitment works the same way. That business with no visible results, roots are growing. That marriage you are fighting for, roots are growing. Don't dig up your seed just because you can't see the tree yet. Stay committed. Your bamboo season is coming. Woo! Stay committed. Your bamboo season is coming. See, there are some commonly used words that people use there are some commonly confused words that people use instead of commitment. And let's look at those words. Now, that bamboo story reveals something important. Many people think they are committed when they are actually something else entirely. Now, let's clear the air with that so that we can bring balance to this. Commitment and interest. Commitment and interest. This is the biggest one. Interest says, I will do it when it's convenient. Commitment says, I will do it regardless. Interested people do what's easy. Committed people do what's necessary. An interested person will have stopped watering that bamboo in year 2. A committed person waters it through year 5 without seeing a single sprout. Yes. You see, an interested person would have stopped because, they are just doing it when it's convenient. But a committed person would stay true with what they are committed to. Now, the next one is commitment and passion. See, passion is the spark. Commitment is the fuel that keeps the fire burning long after the spark dies. See, passion gets you started on Monday. Commitment keeps you going on Thursday when nobody cares and nothing is working. That's the truth. Now, commitment and obligation. Commitment and obligation. See, obligation is the external pressure. I have to. But commitment is the internal conviction. I choose to. See, obligation breeds resentment, but commitment breeds purpose. You can be obligated and miserable, but when you are truly committed, even the hard days carry meaning. I mean, even the tough days, the days that look so tough, they carry meaning. See, the next one people mix up together is commitment and stubbornness. See, stubbornness refuses to adapt. Commitment refuses to quit, but remains flexible on the method. A committed person says the goal doesn't change, but the strategy can. But a stubborn person holds onto a broken approach and wonder why nothing works. It's clear. It's clear. It's clear. The goal, the strategy. The goal does not change, but the strategy can. That is how a committed person works. Okay, now even from the word commitment, that's where you get the word. Even from the word commitment, that's where you get the word commit. So now that we know what commitment is and what it isn't, how do we actually live it out? Like with every word, like with every letter of this word commit. Let's see how we can live it out. Now, the letter C says choose your one thing. Choose your one thing. You can't commit to everything. Pick the one goal, project, or relationship that matters most right now and pour yourself into it. Pour yourself into it. The O will say, outlast the excitement. Outlast the excitement. Outlast the excitement. The real test begins when the excitement ends. Anyone can show up on day 1. Champions show up on day 100. Exactly. Yes, the hymn says, make it non-negotiable. Treat your commitment like a booked flight. You don't debate whether to catch your flight. You just go. Make your commitment that non-negotiable. Be committed. That's the word. Be committed. The letter M, the second M says, measure your progress. Track your steps. Small progress is still progress. Celebrate those small wins. When you see how far you have come, you will find fuel to keep going. So you need to celebrate every small wins, because that will be your fuel for the journey ahead. The high is ignore the urge to quit. There will be a moment, guaranteed, very certain, when everything you want is to stop. In fact, it's a time where everything in you even wants to quit. That's not the signal to quit. It's the signal you're about to break through. Push past it. Push past it. And last word there, the T, is trust the process. Remember the bamboo, 5 years. So trust the process. Keep at it. Keep doing it. Keep faithful to whatever you're committed to, and you're going to see the results. Here is what I want you to walk away with today. Starting is common, finishing is rare, and the distance between the two is called commitment. Your life will not be measured by how many things you began, but by how many things you completed. Not how many seeds you planted, but how many seeds that you kept watering. So here's my challenge. Pick one project, one goal, one area of your life, and commit to it fully, not halfway. Not let me see how it goes. Fully. Write it down, tell someone, build the system, and when the hard day comes, remember the bamboo tree. Remember that it took 5 years for the bamboo tree. Remember that the roots are growing. The breakthrough is forming, but only if you stay committed. That is when you'll be able to see the outcome of it. Remember that when you are committed to anything you start, you will definitely see them being completed. Commit, stay, and finish. Commit, keep at it, and finish. Thank you for spending this time with me on the Renewed Mind podcast. I hope today's episode gave you something meaningful to carry into your week. Remember that renewal starts in the mind, with the thoughts you choose and the perspective you embrace. If you found value in today's episode, be sure to follow the podcast and share it with somebody who needs it too. But before we wrap up for this week, I want you to say these words with me, and I want you to be determined and to be committed to these words. Say that my mind is renewed, my steps are aligned, my life is changing, and I become better. Until next time when I see you, remember it's about thinking new and living new. Thank you, and have a good week.
Start your Monday with a rising flame, a clearer vision, a higher aim. On every platform, hear the call to stand up stronger after every fall. Renewed mind, we think new, we live new, together finding all that's true. A year of growth, a steady climb, a better